Hi Pisces, welcome to the Esoteric Empire. So today we're going to get into your November tarot reading. So let's just go ahead and jump in. So here's your card here, Pisces. And your focus, we actually got two cards and they're both air signs, okay? We got Aquarius and Gemini. So I really feel like this has a lot to do with the people that are surrounding you. I also have a feeling that this has to do with actual Aquariuses or Geminis, like their sun sign, their moon sign, maybe their rising. So you may want to see like who's around you. You may be doing a lot of things with this person this month, or you may have a subject matter that is pertaining to these individuals. So we're going to go ahead and start off with November 1st through November 10th. All right, bottom of the deck, Eight of Swords. Needing to reconcile, needing things to be back in order. So the thing that I'm thinking with this, just right off the jump or whatever, there's a situation of reconciliation that has not started yet. I definitely think it has to do with your love life, or maybe just a really, really close friendship that you have that you want to rekindle. There's something that someone has not let go of, or they haven't moved past. And whatever this is, it's making you feel like regret, like you wish that things were different between you and this other person. Some of you also could be feeling like you made the wrong choice by giving someone another chance. I'm also seeing that as well. Like you stayed within something within your relationship and instead of moving on, and now you kind of regret that. Like it's starting to kind of, backfire because you're feeling like, what am I in this for? Why is all of this happening? Seven of Swords. So I do think it's dealing with some Aquarius or a conversation that you've been having. Something is like unspoken. Something or someone is being sneaky. And you've been putting up with this person, or you keep going in circles with this person. It doesn't have to be an Aquarius, but I am getting strong Aquarius vibes. It's almost like you can't leave them alone, but every time you are acquainted with them, something bad happens, or there's some drama, or there's some sneaky stuff that comes out, or there's something you find out later. Ten of Cups. It could definitely deal with your friendships, Pisces, or just your emotional well-being. I also feel like this has a lot to do with your family or your emotional commitments within your life. Like you keep finding out stuff that keeps, pretty much breaking your heart, or it at least affects your mood. So you go from being happy to finding out something and being like, really? Like we're doing this again. This is happening again. And I feel like you're kind of just in this hamster wheel of going through the same revolving door. You regret trying to make this work with this person. You also regret trying to, let bygones be bygones, trying to get along with this person. You regret doing this because every time you do this, it backfires. You may have someone in your life that keeps telling you you can move on, you can do better. And you keep learning lessons from the situation. I kind of feel like it has to do with someone that you're in a relationship with, or maybe you just keep going through this whole cycle with this person in your life and you keep learning things that make you wiser, but it's like you're not really learning from it because you're still around them, or you're still, putting up with their shit, It may be someone that you feel like that's all you know, that's all you can, stand or withstand. All right, we have a Leo in the situation as well that you could be dealing with. Leo energy at the very least. So Pisces, you're showing up as wealth, okay? So you have a lot that you're dealing with. You have a lot to say, I feel. You also have a lot that you've been learning, taking in. It's almost like you've been holding a lot back. as far as what you want to tell this other person. But you also have been doing very well within your financial life, okay? So it's kind of like, you know, things are going well for work, but you still have a lot that you want to tell someone. The other person is showing up as work, okay? So they look like they're trying to be cohesive, or they're trying to be very fixated on their job, and they're not really trying to worry about, you know, emotions and friendships and all of that stuff. They're like really, really focused on the things that they're trying to build. And so for that reason, I don't really feel like they are upset with you. I think they are just focused. Like they have stuff they have to do. They just look like they're actually really, really busy as well. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense for you. Let's go ahead and move on to the middle of your November. All right, so the middle of your November is the 11th through the 20th. So here's this Gemini energy coming up now. This obviously could be like a relationship, whether it's romantic or platonic, but I actually feel like this relationship is like a love-hate relationship. Like some days you love them, some days you hate them. You don't know how to feel about this person. It is what it is. It's always up and down. You don't know what to do at this point when it comes to the situation. You're all over the place. Like you're over here trying to, you know, fix how you look. You're like, okay, maybe it's an aesthetic thing, maybe it's a cosmetic thing. Then you're trying to fix up, you know, what you value, how you deal with your emotions. You're like, okay, maybe I should deal with this a different way. Maybe I shouldn't reach out to them, or maybe I shouldn't tell too much about how I'm feeling. Maybe I should try to switch it up. You're going back and forth. And Pisces, you can do this because you are mutable water. But what's happening with this card in particular, you're actually spiraling out of control because you're trying to figure out what you're doing wrong. And whereas it's okay to be accountable for certain things, I kind of feel like that's not necessarily what is needed at the moment. I kind of feel like it's time for you to chill. We have the Seven of Swords here and the King of Wands. So it's kind of like, I don't feel like this is sneaky energy, and there's a fire sign a part of this again. I actually feel like it's just someone being very quiet, like they're planning for something, or they are distancing themselves, or it's a situation of just needing time to be acquainted with their thoughts. Like they almost like meditation, but in a broader scale, like just in their whole life. They're meditating their life. They're premeditating how they want their life to go. And so again, I feel like you're trying to figure out what's wrong. You know, why isn't this situation how you want it to be? And you're almost looking at it like, what am I doing wrong? Like, how can I fix this? What can I do? What can I do? And it just seems like whoever this other person is, they're just focused. Like they're extremely focused on their goal, you know, their vision. And they're just not speaking at the moment. They're being very quiet. But that doesn't mean that it's you. I feel like you're blaming yourself. And I don't even think it's a situation that anyone needs blame of. It's just kind of like, like maybe you should do what they're doing and just chill, like, and figure out what you really want out of your life. All right, so let's get some deeper cards on this. So this other person is being quiet because they're working on themselves, like the deepest part of themselves. They're trying to work out some battle scars. And they also have goals. And so they're just fixated on their goals. It really is just that simple. It's like they're kind of digging deep within themselves and trying to bring out the best of themselves so that they can achieve the goals and the hopes that they see for themselves. And it's simply just that. Now, as you can see with the Six of Cups here, on this card, there is the Scorpio symbol here. And Scorpios, they are, not to say this person is a Scorpio, but I do feel like they are being, as a Scorpio would be, they're being very private right now. They're being very quiet. They're private is the word. They're not trying to expose anything. They're trying to keep everything on their own terms. They don't want anyone manipulating anything. Not to say that you as Pisces would do so, but they're not just doing this to you. They're doing it to a lot of people right now. And I don't think it's anything personal is what I'm trying to say. And they're just trying to fill their cup up, you know? This person seems like a person that's very aware of themselves, or at least aware of how they're coming across. And so if they're doing it on purpose, they're just doing it on purpose. Let's see why you're having this Seven of Cups energy, because I do feel like this is you, Pisces. You have a lot on your plate, and what I'm seeing with this, especially with the Empress in reverse here, you have so much on your plate, and I feel like you're doing this on your own terms. Like you're choosing to have all of these things bombarding your life. It's almost like you're distracting yourself so that you don't deal with what actually needs to be dealt with. So that's something that, you know, maybe you should look into, Pisces. You want peace, but you don't know how to find that by yourself. Pisces, this is something, I mean, I guess as a Pisces, you know, you want to be with your school of fish. You want to be with the people that you mesh well with. You want to connect with people. And that's fine. But I do see you running away from connecting with yourself. And that's something that I am not, you know, I don't approve of that. I feel like when you need everyone, when you need other things to distract you, it's because you feel like you can't be around yourself. And that's not okay. So there's something that you have to do. I'm going to get you an advice card on that, actually. What do you need to do so that you can connect with yourself? And actually, there's something that needs to be dealt with here. The Lovers. I almost feel like you either need to have that talk with that Gemini, whether it's a Gemini sun, moon, or rising, or you need to look in the mirror and really have a deep conversation with yourself. Okay, and when I say look in the mirror, this could mean just journaling your thoughts and reading what, you know, what you've been putting down, what you've been feeling, what your energies have been like, or literally go look at yourself and address the things that you're hiding from, whether it's how you look, how you're feeling about how you look, what you want to change about yourself, what you're not changing about yourself. There's things that's like sometimes, you know, when you're trying to have all of these things surround you so that you don't pay attention to you and you think everything is good, when you go look in that mirror, are you really looking at yourself, or are you just looking at the thing that you painted for everyone else to see? And I think this is one of those times where, like, honestly speaking, you need to have a conversation with yourself, like, now. And then I think once you do that, I actually feel like there's going to be like this opening of sorts that universe allows you to get connected back with people that need to be in your life. It's kind of like they're doing their work, so now's the perfect time to go do your own work. And then whenever both of you guys are on the same page, like, you guys will both feel the connection and kind of come back together. Because I feel like it's like a separation, but you're still standing waiting for them to come back, and they're like, no, I'm doing my own thing right now. I'm doing my own thing. You go do your own thing right now. And it's almost like it's kind of like if you were a little kid and you're like wanting to play with someone and their parents like, they have to do their homework, you know, or they're grounded right now, they can't play. And you're like, dang, what do I do now? That's where you're at. The beginning to middle of November, you've just been kind of waiting, like, when are they going to come outside? So I kind of feel like you should be using that time more efficiently. Now, this King of Wands energy, I just feel like they are definitely just, they're focused. And that's all it is. I don't think it has anything to do with personal attack or anything like that. So let's see who's a part of the situation. Okay, we have a Libra here as well. So a Libra could be a part of the situation. All right, Pisces, you're coming up as the Magus and the High Priestess. So this is the thing. Like, you know what you're running from, and you also know what you're using to distract yourself from, you know, working on whatever you need to work on. And it's showing up, you know, very, very clear. You know what you need to do. You have ways to go do this. You could also be someone who reads cards as well for yourself. You know what you need to get done, and you know what you're using to distract you from getting your spiritual self back together. And it's showing up very strong. And then also, I want to point out, you're doing all of these things to distract yourself, right? But you want people to be around you. You want people to reach out to you and stuff like that and be around you. But there's no room to connect with you because you're bombarding yourself with all of these distractions in the first place. So that's also something to think about as well, Pisces. The other person is showing up as the Sun. So in regards to the situation with the King of Wands, I definitely feel like there could be a Leo involved as well. I also feel like they're actually happy. Like, they're doing what they need to do right now, and they're focusing on themselves. Like, I think they noticed that there were some things that they needed to work on, and they're doing it. They're working on it actively. So now it's your turn to kind of put in that work for yourself. Now, the thing that I'm not really understanding, or that I'm noticing rather, with the situation, is this person is doing things all on their own, and for some reason it's correlating with what you need to do or what you won't do. And you guys are two different people, but I feel like you guys have a lot in common. So that's why it's showing up as this way, especially with this Gemini energy. You guys probably, you know, reflect each other in ways that you may not even understand. So it's kind of like you guys teach each other a lot about each other without even trying to. And right now, your lesson is to kind of seclude yourself and not take things personal, while this person is getting, you know, working on themselves. So it's interesting how it's like playing out like that. But let's go ahead and move on to the end of your November. All right, Pisces. So the end of November is the 21st through the 30th. Bottom of the deck, we have the Magician in reverse. You're still not taking your power back. You still feel like you don't know what you could be doing to fix the situation. I also feel like some of you are not being accountable. You're not holding yourself accountable for something that needs to be fixed, okay? So there's some Aquarius energy here where someone feels like they are better than, or they're conceited, or it's kind of like, there's a line that Drake says, paranoia can start to turn into arrogance. So I kind of feel like that's what you're going through a little bit. Maybe not paranoia, but it's almost like you're so confused about why this person is not being around you, or why you can't connect with someone, that it's turning into you being like, well, fuck them. Like, I know I'm good. I know I'm the best. Like, I know there's nothing wrong with me. It's them that has the problem. It's them. I'm perfect. And it's coming off very, very arrogant. Now, this is that Aquarius energy popping up. Remember, in the middle of the November, we had that Gemini energy. Now I'm seeing this Aquarius come up, this Aquarius energy. So you may want to see where Aquarius is at in your chart, because it may have something to do with why you're responding the way that you are. But I'm seeing you're becoming very conceited and almost like you're being a little narcissistic. So you're not a narcissist, but you are having those traits showing up here. And I see the Tower card, so that's definitely like gonna be, you know, not a good thing for you. This is gonna be kind of the breaking point for you for sure. We're gonna look and see what that has to do with in a second. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So things will change after this Tower moment. So hopefully with all of these things that are happening, it's kind of like, since you're not taking my advice, you're going to end up falling flat on your face. And that's just going to be universe's way of giving you that karma back, so that you do get back on track. So, wow. This is a lot. This is a lot. Tower moment is 5 of Cups. Something that you're going to regret. Something that's going to make you feel very sad and disappointed. It's not going to be about money, but I do feel like it's going to be about like being lonely for some reason. That's not even what that card is about, but I do feel like a sense of loneliness. All right, so let's see. So Pisces, what is all of this conceited energy coming from? And I feel like this is going to happen rather quickly. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so you feel like you're supposed to be kind of like on to the next type of energy. Like you're trying to find someone who has something for you that you can benefit from. And not to say it's like that you're being greedy, but I feel like you're trying to fill a void within yourself, Pisces. And you're trying to use other people to do this. And you don't have to do that. Like, you just need to go and look and see what is actually wrong. Like, what is it that you're missing? Without using another person to feel that. It's kind of like, you know, Pisces, you guys are co-ruled by Jupiter as well. You're kind of like overindulging, but yourself. Like, you're finding whatever. It's like you're addicted to people. You're addicted to a person, or you're addicted to the feeling of a person. And instead of really getting to the nitty gritty of like what you can do to benefit yourself, you're actually like self-destructing, you know, like it's not helping you to do this. Like, you don't have to go to people, especially if you don't like know them or trust them, to feel important. But I just feel like this energy is kind of like you're on your high horse, literally speaking. You're on your high horse, and I think you're going to get knocked off of it just because universe is like, no, Pisces, like, stay humble. Like, you're better than that. You're not, like, don't go backwards. Don't go backwards. Don't do what everyone else is doing because it looks cute to be narcissistic, or it looks cute to be perfect, or it looks cute to be the baddest bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's something along those lines. It's like you're going towards this, like, really dark energy that I really don't like. And I think it's actually going to push people away from you, because it's kind of like they either see you going back down that road that you were not, or they're seeing you turn to a person that they don't want to be around. Okay. Yeah, I see you going all the way to the top really fast and falling really, really even faster. Like falling back down to earth. Like back to reality. Let's see what this Tower energy is here for. Ooh. All right, so we have Five of Pentacles. So you could have a moment where you end up spending like enormous amounts of money that does not need to be spent. I kind of see this like if you go out on like, for example, if you go to a bar or something and you're feeling yourself and you're trying to mingle and all of this stuff, and you don't have that one friend that's like, okay, like let's go, like chill, like you're doing too much, and you end up just going too hard, and it looks like one of those nights where like you end up regretting it, whether it's money or you know, just making a bad decision or just making a fool of yourself in general. But I do think it has a lot to do with money. So that's what I'm seeing for that situation with the Tower card. Let's get one more card on that. All right. Two of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. Limited in either your future or your friends, your dynamic, like anything that's important to you that deals with other people in your life that are close to you. You feel limited. So this could be because you feel embarrassed to talk to them, or you don't have any connection with them anymore because you may have cut the ties, you know, with this person because you were being conceited or whatever the case may be. So this is going to force you. Remember, I was saying you need to take time to sit by yourself. If you do not do that within the middle of your November and the end of your November, I do see you becoming too conceited and too self-absorbed, and you getting on your high horse and falling all the way down because you make a bad decision, and it could definitely sever the ties with the people that you were actually trying to get their attention. So just just listen to what I'm saying and fuck it. If you don't believe me, like let all of this stuff happen in your November and then come back to the end of this video and see exactly what I was talking about for the end of November. Because I feel like you're like, there's no way. And I'm looking at it like, yes, this is definitely going to happen if you don't tighten up. Okay. And if you're co-watching? I forgot what it's called, but if you're like, cross-watching. What the heck is a co-watcher? If you're cross-watching and you know a Pisces is going through this or whatever, like, let them know. Like, give them a heads up, okay? The Wheel of Fortune. Why is this Wheel of Fortune here? There's definitely going to be changes that come at the end of your November for sure. I definitely feel like it has a lot to do with the fact that it will be Sagittarius season, which is Sagittarius is also co-ruled by Jupiter. So there could be a sense of indulging just because of that. So you have to be very, very careful. You'll feel comfortable because that's where Pisces also feels comfortable with Jupiter, right? But Jupiter is also about expansion. And if you're not on the positive aspect of expansion, you're going to just be indulging and just kind of going into your lower self. So you really got to you got to think about what you're doing. All right, so we have Seven of Swords. Yeah, there's going to be some things that happen where you don't really want to talk about it, but you know that this is something that will be affecting your psyche. Like, I really hope that you don't go through anything that's too, crazy. Maybe it's just a little bit of embarrassment, or maybe it's something where you don't want to own up to it or you're a little in denial. But I do see for some people who are really going into this, crashing into this bad energy, you're going to be, a little different for a while. So please be careful, you guys, and just pay attention to what you're doing and be self-aware and be self-accountable or whatever the word is for that, so that you aren't just falling head first into shit. All right, so we also got the Star card and the Seven of Cups. So that there's something that needs to be addressed, and I see it as that thing that you didn't want to talk about. The Seven of Cups here, this is happening for multiple reasons, and it's happening because of things that you are not letting flow emotionally. So anything that has been affecting you, because remember, we had the Seven of Cups in the middle of your November. Whatever that void is that we talked about that you need to address, this is the reason why you're allowing all of this stuff to happen. And at some point, Pisces, I know that, Pisces, everyone knows that Pisces is a water sign. They're the fishies. But Pisces, they can go deep and they can also stay on, surface level. But a lot of Pisces will stay on surface level just because they don't want to go too deep, because there's not a lot of people down there, and there's also not a lot of fun that can happen down there. So this is one of those moments where it's you got to go down there by yourself. You can't be afraid. It is what it is. And if you're Pisces, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You got to just reach down there and get to it, because it's going to consume you first if you don't. And it's as simple as that. Let's see if there's anyone involved in the situation at the end. We got Taurus. Five of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay, so there's Taurus again. Five of Pentacles came up 3 times in the end of your November. So I definitely think you're going to hit hard times with money because you're doing some wild things or you're just not paying attention. So Pisces, please, like, tighten up. Come on. We got 3 Five of Pentacles here. This is not a good card. All right. And how are you looking at the end of November? All right. We got 3 cards. All right, Pisces. 4. Okay. Daughter of Water. This is you, Pisces. You're being very quiet. You're doing that thing where you numb yourself off because you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to deal with it. Everything's fine. As long as I look good, everything's good. The universe, they're about to step right in, honey. Okay, the struggles are coming because it needs to stop you. And the only way that you're able to be stopped is when you see that you don't have full control. Equilibrium. So you're going to be put in a situation where you have to balance yourself. And actually, I'm getting the image of someone not being able to walk correctly, like literally stumbling and just all over the place, like sloppy. Like, Pisces, you have got to be careful, okay? And then death. So when I see this, like, I'm not going to be morbid, but you already know what death is. But I just really hope this is like the end of this behavior for you. Like, let's just keep it there. But this is not looking good for some of you. You need to tighten up because whatever you're getting yourself into, I really feel like it's going to be a wake-up call for sure, okay? Definitely a wake-up call. All right, let's get an oracle message. What has this whole month been about? Suffering and silence. Yeah. You listen, you can be around as many people as you want to be around, Pisces, but if you get to the point where you can't be by yourself, nobody's going to be able to save you. You're going to be the only person who can actually save yourself, okay? So really think about that. Like, you can be cool with everybody, but if you're not cool with yourself, you're not doing a service to anyone. You're doing a disservice to yourself. So think about that. And Pisces, you already know you can hit me up for readings. You can hit me up to understand your chart better. There's something that I know that you know is an issue, but you won't confront it. And if you need my help to do that, like as far as a tarot reading, we can definitely set that up. But Pisces, you gotta take accountability for this. Like, this is your wake up call, okay? So answer the phone and get it together because we don't have time for you to be slipping, okay? We need you on points, okay, Pisces? So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I know that it helps a lot of you. I know that this is something that somebody needed to hear for sure. And hopefully that, you know, this really woke you up in some type of way. And until next time, I'll see you in my next video. Bye, Pisces.